Hey everyone, I'm DJ Cutman. I was gonna have my helmet up here, but I lost track of it. Oh, I know where it is. Thank you. So I don't know how many of you guys know. This is the helmet I've been touring with since 2014. It was made by a friend I met here who goes by Slappy Meats, and it is cardboard and spackle and paint. It's amazing how it's held up despite quite a bit of battle damage. The coolest thing about it is it has these track for my headphones. So if you've ever seen me perform here at MAGFest or elsewhere, you probably noticed that I actually am mixing in headphones thanks to the design of this helmet. The downside was, I really loved the pair of headphones when we designed this, and I was like, let's build it so they fit my favorite headphones. But now they don't make them anymore, and oops. So I gotta figure out a new solution if I'm gonna start spinning with the helmet again. But since about 2020, I have really shifted from DJing live to producing at home. I had this dental surgery that took me off of tour one summer, and it was the first time since 2012 that I wasn't touring and DJing, and I just had nothing to do. So I was going online and just checking DMs and hitting people up and just sort of being like, what's going on? I'm usually out touring, and let me just socialize on the internet. And I met this guy called Michael from Germany who had this mixtape, as he called it, of Legend of Zelda songs. And he wrote me a message, can you help me get this on Spotify? And I thought to myself, why don't we just do it? Let me listen to it. And I listened to the beats, and they were good. They were and which is rare to get a demo that's good. So I was like, these are good. They need a little bit of mastering and polish. So I said, hey, would it be cool? I've never met this guy. English is his second language. Hey, would it be cool if I did my thing, which is dismantle your creative process and then rebuild it back up. I'm gonna put this in Pro Tools. I'm gonna find a bunch of problems. I'm gonna ask you to fix them all. And if you fix them all, then we'll release it. And he was just like, yeah, sure. And so it was 3 weeks of work, passing these Zelda mixes back and forth. At the time, it was called Zelda Tribute, a tape by Michael. And I thought, as much as I love internet long title OC remix style albums, the Super Collective of Game Music Appreciators present, in collaboration with all the DJs I've ever met, Super Cool Zelda Album 2019 Volume 1. Yeah, see, everyone's asleep now. So I thought of this name, Zelda and Chill, and I do what I do with every good idea. With every idea I have is I see if it's good by asking my wife. And she was like, yeah, that's good. All right. So I popped open DistroKid and I uploaded the thing, and it changed my life. Many of you have probably heard the album Zelda and Chill, yes? We got some records. I'm gonna give out a couple copies during this panel. And the thing about it was, when it first came out, it was an anomaly. This was 2018. This is an album of quiet, chill video game remixes. At the time, it was all bangers. It was dubstep had peaked, there was drum and bass, there was hardcore, there was all this dance music focused video game remixes. And that's what a lot of what GameChops, the label, was doing. We were making tracks for DJs to play at events like this. We need to have bangers and bangers and bangers and bangers. And as more DJs started mixing and playing shows across the country, we realized, hey, we need this music to all sound good, and we need a lot of different stuff. So we were signing dubstep, drum and bass, any kind of future bass, a lot of future bass, and just making these tracks with the idea of DJs playing them out at cons, at raves, in the hallway, in the room parties. That's where we were hanging out. That's where I was hanging out. So that's what we wanted to make. And this Zelda and Chill thing didn't fit in that mold at all. Here is an album that you can sleep to. It's the exact opposite. This is the album when you want to wake up your parents, you play Triforce of Bass or something like that. But what do you do when you need to go to sleep, And so Zelda and Chill became that, and lo-fi really kind of bubbled up in the next couple years. I think the pandemic made us all kind of be we don't need to listen to dubstep anymore. The world is scary enough. I need to chill. So what we saw is this gradual appreciation for Zelda and Chill. And then what came of that was this demand for chill music. And I felt that personally. As a DJ, I feel any musician who's playing music out, you get a real indication of what people like. It's really easy and sometimes kind of harrowing to be I love this song, I'm gonna play it, and see people be and it'll happen. I have played sets where I have played the wrong song and people leave. And it used to be, when I played bar gigs in upstate New York, it was okay to play a bad song every once and again because you wanted it. It was called what was it called? Like I think churn, where DJs were deliberately supposed to play not banger music to get people to go to the bar and come back. You play banger, you play banger, you play banger, you'd calm down for 5 minutes and the bar would flood, and then you'd play a banger and everyone would come back. And so I was playing like college bars in upstate New York, and I was encouraged to churn. And I found that while Zelda and Chill hadn't come out at that time, people needed chill music every once in a while. In a bar event, they needed it about every half an hour. You need to chill every half an hour so people go and get the drinks and they come back. And thankfully, I never had to play a gig where I had to be like, and on Wednesday is trivia night, and if you tip your bartenders, that's the greatest thing to do. But there was a lot of DJs up where I worked. There's one karaoke DJ named DJ Dale, and I used to really love karaoke. I still love singing. My resolution of 2023 is to start like singing songs, so we'll see if that works out. But DJ Dale, man, he was not like a mentor. He was just the most tight karaoke DJ you could ever imagine. This guy could rattle off an entire week of bar specials and restaurant deals while flipping through a book of CDs to find Don't Stop Believing in a different key. It was just amazing. And he'd take the microphone in his hand and he'd walk here and he'd rattle off the entire list. He'd know every bartender's name, and then he'd be like, all right, Becky, we got Don't Stop Believing coming up in B minor. It's like, wow. And it made me realize that the DJ is not just selecting the music. The DJ is taking care of the people at the show. They're playing the music, sure, but they're also got aware that the vibe has to be right for the venue. The vibe has to feel like this is a place I want to stick around. And unless you're deliberately churning people back to the bar, you got to hold people's attention. And I did that with all dance music. And then Zelda and Chill comes out, and everything changes. All of a sudden, like, yes, I could go to a bar and play bangers. Didn't really want to. Or I could go into a club and play a nice club set. I can return to MAGFest like in 2020 and play like my 45 minutes of like Fast as Hell Undertale remixes or whatever the hell I played that year. But what did people want to hear? What did people spend hours of their day listening to? It was lo-fi. It was Zelda and Chill, and it was Zelda Chill 2. It was you know, laid back, cozy beats to study. It was Bird Boy, yes. Anybody familiar with my project Bird Boy? Oh, hell yeah. So Bird Boy is like DJ Cutman, but instead of chiptune, it's bird songs. So they're beats made on my MPC, and then the samples, instead of being like Mega Man riffs, they're specific species of birds. So when I was on honeymoon with my wife, we traveled to Iceland, and we went to this, thank you. Yes, I'm married, it's very exciting. So we went to this place called Lake Mivtin in Iceland, which is like a migratory center for all kinds of birds. And when my wife described it, it's a pond with birds. I was like, all right, it's okay, we're going there, I guess we're going. But what was crazy about this place is you can just like look out, and there's like 100 different birds, like different ones. You know, you go out here and there's like 2,000 sparrows, and you're like, okay, sparrow's underrated bird, by the way. They're very cute. Next time you're outside, yes. Next time you're outside and you see some sparrows, just like take a breath, 2-3 seconds and look at them. They are fucking super cute. They're small, but they're strong looking. They got beaks that are cute, but also look dangerous. They have those little feet. Those feet are crazy. Anyway, sparrows, underrated bird. But I started Bird Boy after visiting Lake Mivtin because there was this duck-looking thing that made this sound like, whew! And I heard the whew, and I was like, baby, we gotta figure out which one of these 50 birds is making this sound because it's crazy. And we had our binoculars, and we combed the lake, and eventually I saw this weird little duck making this like crazy, crazy sound. And I was just so inspired because it was like a sound unlike anything I heard before. It's made from an animal, so that's like unique from a synth guy who played dubstep for 10 years. But it was just so joyous. It was just like a joyous little boo. And so I made this song, which I am going to attempt to play. Oh boy, the Gaylord really wants me to join the Wi-Fi. It's like, come on, man. Let me see your emails. What's your last name and room number? Let's see if I can find Widgeon for you. Oh, there's a preamp on here. Okay, so here's Widgeon, the Bird Boy song. Oh gosh. I'm so afraid. I'm sorry if it's super loud. Oh, it's not. Oh yeah, that's quiet. That's the bird. Beep. Here comes the big one. And I heard that wheel and I was like, there it is. That's my next 10 years of my career right there as this bird. So we made this little beat. Here it is. Let me see if I can show you the art. Let's see if can we get the screen? No? Yes? I'm playing it in a Finder window, so I have to close it. All right, here's the art. It's cute, right? So here's the widgeon. Look at him. It's a weird looking, it's definitely a duck, but it's not colored like a regular duck. And then it's got that sound. And so we have a couple, this is my Bandcamp artist profile image. I have a new Bird Boy coming out in just 2 weeks, but we got our American Robin, we have an Eastern Phoebe, which are very cute birds that live in North Carolina, and then we have black-capped chickadees, which you're gonna hear around here. You can hear all over the country, but they're very distinct, super cute, hardy little birds. Love birds. I don't know where that came from, but I love birds. It's like I turned 35 and I was like, no, birds. It's like Pokemon, but they're just out there. They're really there. You can have a dead battery and still look at birds. I love that. But let me play Black-capped Chickadee because that one is doing really good, and it hints a little bit at my upbringing because it is 140 beats per minute, dubstep tempo, and uses like a club drum sound.
Black-capped Chickadee.
Oh, I sampled the sound recorders too because it was cute. So jazzy chords, MPC drums, and the bird. That's the recipe. I'm gonna skip ahead because there's this one part I call the bird break, and it's like my favorite thing I've ever written. Here, we'll bring it in here so you guys can see the sound. Oh, this does not help me find the part I like at all. It's around here. It's like the best part of every song is like deep in the second half. Like it's a reward if you make it to the whole thing. All right, it's after this. Chickadees, they have two call, the wee wee. Where's the bird break? Oh my God, I'm playing you guys an old mix. What a goofball. Oh, can you tell I haven't had a panel in too long? All right, we're gonna open up the MP3 like I should have done in the first place. Because you gotta hear the bird break. Let's see if this waveform's, oh yeah. You can tell I put a lot of work into this one, right? Oh, no, it's right before that. Okay. This is the bird break. Here it is. I just love it. All right, that's Bird Boy. I hope you guys liked it. This is what, oh yeah, no internet. Anyway, you could just search Bird Boy on Spotify, Apple Music, whatever your platform is. It is not the explicit rap song called Bird Boy. It is the wholesome plant and animal-based project that is what you just heard. Also, all the tracks are free on the Bird Boy Bandcamp, which is Bird Boy Beats. And if you make content, you can use them all for free. I work with the Cornell Lab of Ornithology to like clear all these samples of the birds. So they're legit, and also the music is supporting the Cornell Lab of Ornithology that does a bunch of great preservation work with birds. So I didn't expect this to be all about Bird Boy, but I am excited, and we got a new song coming up. It's a separate project from DJ Cutman, but if you follow DJ Cutman, you will get the Bird Boy songs for now. But I'm hoping like to finish a Bird Boy album this year and then like separate the two. So if you really don't want to hear birds, it's okay. You can listen to DJ Cutman and just have bangers and lo-fi. But if you need the birds, they're right over here. I don't know. For me, it just like I love video games so much, and this has been like such a core component of like who I am and my identity as an artist and a musician was like this inspiration for video games and this love for video game melody and appreciation for the composers of video game music. And I thought about, you know, when I was first making my first album, which was just called GameChops because it was sample chops of video game music. It became a label, and now it's so much more. But when I was making that first album, it was a dream to collaborate with Nobuo Uematsu, the composer from Final Fantasy. A big fan. I was like, man, I would love to write a song with him. I would love to work with him in some regard. And in a weird kind of like weirdo internet kid music producer brain, I was like, yo, if I remix, it's like we're working together, and he didn't even have to do anything. So I started studying and working with game music and really using it as a platform to like build my production chops and become better at making music. And I found that I really enjoyed mastering, which is like super dry. We're not going to talk about it in this panel because it's dry and boring. There's a bunch of levels and you got to do them real slow. That's basically it. But what I found is that I really love working with other artists, and I really like helping individual musicians sort of make their vision a reality. Look at my desktop. Oh my gosh, I'm a mess. Can you tell I want to get into calligraphy? Look at this. This was definitely like my son was 2 months old. I was like, maybe I'll start calligraphy. And I downloaded 4 of these things, and I was like, oh, lightweight up and heavy down. Okay, that's great. All right, that's the last I ever learned of this stuff. Oh, yeah, I guess so. Yeah, it could be worse. That's a good way of thinking it. Good God, I have my taxes on my desktop at the panel. Oh, Jesus. Okay, and I don't even have internet, so what else can I show you guys that's fun over here? Oh, I wanted to leak new GameChops music. Do you want to hear what's coming up? Okay, good. Yes. What are we doing? Oh, Thrush Nightingale. That's the new Bird Boy. But I love that someone loves Bird Boy. It makes me so happy. But let's talk about the new video game remixes, because this is MAGFest. So does anyone familiar with the artist Coffee Date? Yeah. Coffee Date, Evelyn Rivera, she is wonderful, a beacon of joy in the cold music producer world. She is wonderful. She plays multiple instruments and she produces. She's been apprenticing with me for the past few years, and we did an album called Stardew and Chill, all Stardew Valley remixes. And that was really like Evelyn's senior thesis of following my point-by-point instructions on how to make beats. So we made the song together, and then like we made the album together, and now she's at the point where she's like producing and mixing everything to a point of it getting really, really good. So she collaborated with another wonderful artist, Glitch City, who is, yeah, Glitch is great. There she is. Hello. And I'm gonna put, yo, look at, yeah, yay. And they did a remix of the Riverlands from Octopath Traveler. And any Octopath fans? Okay, good. It's a very good JRPG if you like old school Final Fantasies. Octopath is great. And the mobile version is a little too good, so be careful if you download the mobile version. It's a little too good. I definitely have 150 hours on my iPad. I am 9 years old, everyone. Don't worry about it. But let's play some of this, because this is coming out in a couple of weeks. One wonderful thing about the Coffee Date production is a lot of real instruments, real violin and ukulele on this track. This in a PA before, and I need to fix the snare drum. If anybody wants like a real quick tutorial on how to run a record label, it's basically just asking producers to fix their snare. It's like 70% of the job. Ralph's looking at me like, don't you start. It is true, when the snare is right, the song is good. When the snare is not right, it's like, I don't know, every 2 seconds I'm annoyed. But lots of real instruments, and I just think it's just so lovely. not like fuzzy, grainy sample stuff. It's real instruments, beautiful digital piano, nice drums, live ukulele, live violins. There's really nothing lo-fi about it, but it still hits the sweet spot of like chill and also kind of uplifting. Gotta fix the snare though. Okay. I'm using every ounce of willpower to not text Evelyn immediately, being like, yo, can you get a 5 kilohertz bell, 2 decibels on the snare? Oh, I gotta write that down actually. That's like exactly what it needs. No, it's 5 kilohertz. It's gonna be 1 to 2.5 dB. Now you're really seeing what my job is. And it's like on the snare only. Don't do it on the whole drums, please. Okay. Oh my God, I did not expect this panel to be this real. Okay. Jeez, all right, this is very candid. So this was supposed to be a Q&A, but of course I've just like ranted about nothing related for the first 20 minutes. So just a little bit of background, finally. GameChops is the most popular video game music label in the world. We boast over 1 million monthly listeners on Spotify and 1.2 unique viewers on YouTube every month. It's it's amazing. It's crazy. I feel like I was really lucky to work with so many talented artists and to have some things like Zelda and Chill really break the mold and open up opportunity for everyone. But the main thing I just did was try to make the best music that I could with whoever was there working with me. And so I kind of want to open it up to any of you guys who are either interested in the process of making music or thinking they might want to start a label that has any questions for me about how we managed to somehow get 600 million plays on a catalog of video game remixes. It's crazy, right? I just learned that recently. We had 600 million because I was showing my aunt at Christmas my Spotify stats. So she's like, do a lot of people listen to your stuff? I think it's kind of strange. And I was like, yes, Nancy, they do. Let me pull up the stat. And I pulled it up, and I didn't even like click in my head. I've thankfully gotten away from being like numbers obsessed. I used to be like really care, but now I just like don't look because it's healthier, I think. But oh yes, don't look at the phone. That's the best piece of advice I could give. But anyway, I was just popping up the stats to show my aunt, and my cousin goes, dude, 500 million, what? And that's when I like clicked, like, oh my goodness. Like this started with like weird dubstep tracks explicitly for playing at MAGFest. Like that's what this started as, and now it's like 1 million people's favorite tunes to listen to. So it's a lot of craziness. I'm not going to show you how my production process on how I write notes to my artist again, unless we play another demo and I have more notes. But yeah, does anyone have any questions? Yes.
So, can you talk about like the process of negotiating like rights with Nintendo?
Oh yeah, we're going to get into the shit immediately. You said the N word. It's like, okay, we gotta tread lightly. So basically, we do cover song licenses. It's actually really, really easy. Any song that's ever been published in the United States on CD, digital, vinyl, anything that you can buy here or stream on services here, you can get what's called a compulsory license for, where you pay basically a dime on the dollar to get the rights to the composition, and then you can make your own version. So that's what 99% of GameChops is. They're just cover songs. We often like refer to them as remixes online, like colloquially, but they're really just covers. And they're all built up from scratch with all new instruments and new everything. And we just get a cover song licenses from our distributors, which are DistroKid and SoundDrop. And we upload the song, we check the box, they charge us the fee, and that's it. And every once in a while, we get a message back saying, actually, you can't remix this particular song from Metroid because it's never been released. Do you know what I'm talking about? So there's like, Nintendo is very defensive of Metroid, which is weird because why don't they just make more games? But where is Prime 4? Yeah, exactly. I'm sure it'll come here and it'll be great. Dread was really good. I was like really impressed with Metroid Dread. So yeah, we had like, I think only a single album in all the history of GameChops that got a takedown, and it was Metroid, and it was because 4 out of the 10 tracks we put out were not officially released. And we were working with a service called Louder at the time, and Louder got the cease and desist. Do not put these songs out. Do not collect more royalties. Do not pass go or collect your 200 pennies that you would have gotten for those streams. And so what we had to do is we had to take the album down and re-upload it as a 6-track album with just the tracks we could get, and then we put the remainder online for free, on SoundCloud, I think, for free download. And that way, we're... Say again?
Why make money from something when people can get it for free?
Right. Well, I mean, that's one of the reasons I love like streaming platforms is like it's virtually free for people to listen to stuff on Spotify, but it does come back to us. So, yeah, it's the process is pretty simple. We get cover song licenses. If the song's ever been released in the United States, we're cleared, and that's really it. We don't have to interface directly with the game companies, which is a huge relief, because I worked for Sega for a little bit doing YouTube videos for their Sonic the Hedgehog channel, and they were really like, oh, the Gaylord is like so trying to get me to log on to the Wi-Fi. They were cool, and they paid me well and promptly, but they would send me emails at like 10:30 at night saying, we need this by the end of the day. And like multiple times, I was like, I guess it's a late night. So, it's just pretty demanding, I think, the game industry as a whole. So it's a relief that we can just file for cover song licenses, and 99% of the time we get them, and then the music comes out. More questions? I'll try not to rant so much.
So, like,
Oh, I love your Anamataguchi shirt.
thank you. GameChops definitely changed video game music as a whole.
Whoa.
I would say that the original Mega Man Black Materia changed nerdcore hip-hop.
Absolutely.
And a year or so ago, you guys released
The remake, yes.
I was just wondering how that came about. How much involvement did GameChops actually have with that?
So the truth is that original Black Materia like made me, like woke me up to like, holy shit, there is good video game related music. This is a real rap album. This is not like a one-off track I found on YouTube. This is like somebody did a whole concept album about one of my favorite games, and it slaps. So when I heard that ran was, oh wow, do we still have a copy of oh nope, sorry. But when I heard Rand talking online about doing a remake, I literally like approached him like a goober and was like, yo, can I help? I love this thing. Let me just like mix everything. Let me master it. Let me do the pace splits. Let me do this like tedium related to making a good record. And it was a tremendous amount of work. The album is 20 songs and the instrumentals 18, so we're talking 38 songs. And Rand had over 40 full songs that we cut down to 20 because I was just like, we can't do 40 songs. I'll explode. My monitors were bursting into flames. So we cut it down to what we thought were the best songs and also like the songs that were actually finished. And it was a long process, like almost an entire year. And because Rand had done so much of it on tour, so much of it was done with different engineers in different studios, and there was a lot of figuring out how we're going to make all these tracks like sound like one part of the album. So we brought on Matt Weiss, who does mixing for some really big pop stars, Akon, but he's also a longtime collaborator of Mega Ran under the name Storyville. And so he's the most pro engineer I know, and I was just like, man, I've done like 70% of the album, but there's a couple of tracks that I'm at a loss. So Matt swooped in and kind of did a polishing take on everything that I did, and that's what really brought it all together. So it was really like 6 months of like hard like gathering tracks, having rappers send us their verses and like putting it all together, and then mix it all and then send it to Matt, and just like a real pop album, I mixed the whole dang thing and then I sent it to Matt, and then he mixed the whole thing again, then it sent it back to me and I mastered it, and then we were done. Old school Cutman trucker hat. Hell yeah. Yo, you get a free Zelda chill. That is so dope. I made these trucker hats like one run of them, and it's just so cool. I don't even have mine anymore. That's somebody got a purple GameChops. You got a purple GameChops hat. You also get a free record. You got the purple hoodie? All right, there's my 3. You guys get free stuff. And well, actually, tell me, I tweeted like, anyone have really old Cutman merch? I want to give you a free record. Oh, what did you have? Oh, the purple brim. Well, he beat you to it. Anybody else have like my weird old paper CDs? Oh, yeah? You with the Mega Man helmet with the scissors? I still have that. Do you have it with you? Oh, disqualified. But But I appreciate that. Those shirts held up, right? I'm kind of surprised. Yeah, those old school Teesprings. Oh, do you have it with you? Damn, I'm sorry. We're gonna figure it. Oh, that's so nice. I did too, actually. Down the stairs down to my basement, I have like 10 of my show flyers all framed. It's a little like a PTSD when I'm doing laundry, actually. I was like, oh my God, I really played a show that had $2 fish bowls like on Wednesdays. It's my earliest show. Yeah, there's a show there was a weekly I did called Dirty Filthy Dubstep. And on the flyer, it says $2 PBRs, $10 fish bowls. And it was like my first gig. And it's like, wow, I really like started from the bottom and now I'm here. So yeah, that's cool. Well, I did tell you guys that I have copies of my 2015 DJ Cutman Volume 4, and they're free for everybody. If you guys want them, just take them. They're over there. And stickers are free, too. I don't know if you guys want CDs, but if you do.
Back in the early days of Capsicon, I bought when we first got to the museum of Beltron.
Oh, that is old. That's what I was hoping to see because I still have, I printed these CDs. They were just CDRs, and I had like 5 paper sleeves I got from Target. Yellow, orange, blue, red, and green. And every single one of them was a different mix. They were all different mixes. The green one was all OC Remix. The yellow one was all chiptune. The red one was Dubtropolis, this old mix that mixed dubstep and chiptune. And every once in a while, somebody will like pop up and be like, I still got it. And I'm like, it's just very exciting because I really started as a DJ just like giving away mixtapes. And now I like have licensed albums and like beautiful pressed records and stuff. And it's really super cool. And I think the real thing that I did was I didn't stop. That's like really it, actually. You just find a way to do something and you just keep doing it, and it's a survival game. Somebody told me my first year, I got 2 pieces of advice from my buddy who was a singer in a really great band called Ayurveda. The first piece of advice, and you guys should all remember this because it's like saved my ass a dozen times. If you ever agree to do a show, do it. Even if you're like, shit, I should have asked for money or gas or food. It's like if you bail on a show, it'll haunt you. And so I never bail on a show in all my bookings. I played some super sus shows. Like I got locked in a warehouse in the Wharf in Queens. Oh yeah, was anyone there? That was a hard time. So I was supposed to be a Comic-Con after party at this beautiful hotel venue. I was like, this is gonna be sick. Oh man, they're gonna pay my rider and they're not even gonna give me a hard time. And the day of venue change, like there should be no louder alarm bells for a touring musician than a day of venue change. And it went from a beautiful hotel that had a bunch of rooms to like literally a warehouse like on the docks in Queens. And you know DJ Cutman, I had my helmet, I wasn't going home. So I went to this venue and like we had to walk through literally like a recycling warehouse where there's like those big bales of like paper that have been, so we're walking through these plastic bottle room and then this paper room, and I was like, this is the venue? And then we get to like this warehouse that has speakers in it and neon decorations. So it's like, okay, this is a warehouse party, that's a thing. But like the show's not going on for more than 2 hours when things start to get like shaky and the promoter comes in through the back door and locks it behind him and says, the cops are out there, we gotta keep it quiet. And I was like, sir, this is a rave? And what he does is he tells the DJ who was playing, and I was up next, he cut the music. Oh no, I was playing, and he's like, cut the music, we gotta be quiet. And I am a loyal DJ. If the promoter tells me to do something, even if it's dumb, I will do it because they booked me. So I cut the music, and as soon as I do that, the sound guy goes, oh, no, I'm getting out of here. And he just takes his... And I should have left right then, too, but I didn't because I was like, I still have another 25 minutes of dubstep to play. But we were locked in this room, and then he cut the lights, so we're in a dark warehouse on the Wharf in Queens, and there's like 200 people in this room, all ravers decked out, so you could see everybody's glowing shit, but you can't see the walls or the ceiling or the floor. So I was in it for a while. It was kind of cool, and I was hanging out with I had 2 friends with me, and thank goodness for them, Kenzie and Sam. They were there with me for I don't know why, as a lifeline. I probably would have completely like had my head explode, but I had these two friends like holding me together. And what ended up finally happening that got us out of there is my boy Sam, who was young at the time, not even 21 yet, got so stressed out from being locked in this warehouse that he got a nosebleed. And something about the fact that just like a little bit of blood came out of my buddy, we were like, we have to go now. And so I don't remember how we got out of there. We either pushed through or they unlocked the door, but we just packed up all the stuff, just like the sound guy. Just packed all my stuff and we went out, and I saw the promoter and I was like, whatever your name is, can I get my fee, please? This has been crazy. And he goes, oh yeah, I'll give you the fee, no problem. You have 5 minutes to wait around. And I was like, you locked me in a warehouse. No. And so he takes me, I gotta go to the ATM. This really happened to me. I gotta go to the ATM. I'm like, dude, you were the promoter. And I played like a dozen shows for this guy and he never had a problem paying me. But he was always like a little later. That's a red flag, by the way, I wish I knew. But he takes me, we walk to this bar, and as we're walking away, somebody comes out of the rave, which is now like kind of functioning, and he goes to the promoter, where the hell are you going? And he just goes, and just walks with me to the bar. We go to the bar, he puts his ATM card into the machine, and I'm there with my fucking suit and armor, backpack full of gear, my poor friend with a bloody nose, and my friend Kenzie like looking at her phone like, this is not the fun show I was promised. And he goes, I don't have the PIN. This is my boy's card. And that was it. I was just like, all right, time to go. And we just left. No money ever came in from that gig. But I also never played another show in a locked warehouse in Queens. So that was like the lowest of the low. So when you think about, I'm playing gigs that are MAGFest, which is like such a great venue and such a great team. Everything's awesome. There's water bottles. It's amazing. And then I'm also playing these like sus, bottom feeder, warehouse raves, don't tell the cops, keep the windows closed kind of like weird things. And they paid me $500. And at the time, $500 to drive to New York and hang out for an hour and come back was like, oh my goodness, I could almost pay rent with this. But it just started to be like the gig, I didn't know if it was going to be a super fun gig or a super terrible gig. And as I continued to DJ, it was really like a 50-50 split. Like sometimes MAGFest would be, well, MAGFest is always great, but then sometimes so-and-so other con will be really egregious. Somebody mentioned KatsuCon. Yo, so KatsuCon is a fun show. People rage. I played KatsuCon in 2012. They could not find a table for my DJ equipment for my set. Sorry, man, no tables. And I'm there with my backpack and my laptop, like, no table. I'm supposed to sit on the floor. Like, I mean, okay, I'll set up like this, I guess. But we ended up going to the coat, and it's at this venue, at the Gaylord. Like, there are tables here. I ended up going to the coat check and being like, can I take one of your tables? And the guy's like, yeah, we don't need all these tables. So I had like one of those little like 1.5 long skinny things with like my mixer and my laptop on it. I played a hardcore dubstep set on this like plank wood board little table. And the promoter just like, I think he just wanted to see if I would like be able to survive. He didn't ever support, he didn't like really help at all. He's the one who told me no tables. And I just went and got a table from over there, you know? But yeah, I don't know how I started talking about like the worst gigs ever, but they happen. But I survived, and I think actually that circles back. Like I just didn't quit, even after getting locked in a warehouse until my buddy's nose blew up. Like I didn't quit. I took a week off, and then I started looking for more gigs. And I think that it made me a better DJ because ultimately, I mean, I'm sure you guys know if you ever seen a DJ, shit happens. The turntables get knocked over, the power gets cut. Something always goes wrong, and the best DJs are the ones that don't let the party stop when that happens. They get on the mic and they talk while their laptop reboots, or I beatbox. One time I had my laptop crash, or one of the CDs crash at one of the side stages, like Chip Space, and I beatboxed for the 90 seconds it took to bring it back, and I just like beatboxed at the tempo of the song I was playing, and everyone just kept dancing. It was like a total miracle, but had I not gotten locked in that warehouse, maybe I would have thought, this is the worst thing that ever happened, and I would have seized up, you know? I follow that guy on Instagram for like every day. I was like a freelancer before I was a DJ, so I'm used to being like, where's the money, where's the money, where's the money, where's the money? And I just followed him for a long time, and he started to give me like personal excuses. Oh man, I have this job coming in, it's gonna be really good. And I was like, oh, this guy doesn't have my money. he booked this show and everything went sideways and he probably doesn't have any money at all. So eventually I was just like, as it got like 3 or 4 months from the show, I was like, you know what, I'm good. Like, that was definitely an experience. I know I'm not gonna take a last minute venue change ever again. But yeah, it just goes back to the survival thing. I just kept doing it, and thankfully I'm not playing those type of gigs anymore. All right, let's get some more questions. I'm sorry I'm telling stories that last forever.
Say you love chiptune music, video game beats, and they're the best thing ever, but you have no knowledge about how music works.
Ah.
Where's a good place on the internet to go and learn about that?
So there's like so many components. Wow, I'm really boomy. So there's like, do you want to produce music? Do you want to perform? Those are 2 really distinct questions. Like,
Understand music and try to do your own mixes.
oh, it's so we would saw that as producing, which you'd be trying to make your own tracks. And really, you could just go on YouTube, and I promise you, if you spend 10 hours over the next month watching random shit, you'll start to like be like, oh, this one thing makes sense, and that's where you go. Like, watch a tutorial for Logic, watch a tutorial for Ableton, watch a tutorial for FL Studio, and one of them is gonna be more appealing than the others. And you just go there, and then I was just telling this to a friend yesterday, just figure out the shortest path to making stuff. Like, whether it's, I made a 4-bar beat that's a kick and a snare, sick. You finish that weird little beat, that's great. And you just keep doing it, and once you've done 100 of them, you'll know what you want to do. And once you've done 1,000 of them, you'll be like, oh, I'm good. It's just like you gotta get there. So find the shortest path to making something and then just make it. And then if you want to DJ, that stuff's pretty easy, actually. You buy any controller and you read the manual or you watch like a 10-minute video and you can be mixing tracks. It won't make you good, but it'll get you started. So yeah, there's a lot of ways. There's a lot of ways to go about it. It's really about like what seems to click with you, and then once you notice what clicks, just go all in on that.
Yeah.
We got a mic out there? Whoa.
We do have. Okay, is it on? Can people hear me?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. So like Ableton is fun, and you can boot it up, and you can make whatever, and it's great.
Yeah.
I think doing any of this professionally would be scary and also make it not fun anymore for me personally.
Oh,
and
so
I might not be the only person. So I'm wondering, like, the production stuff is like it's very well self-contained. But then if you want to do something with it, at some point you're gonna need it mastered. At some point, there's other stuff that needs to happen to get it somewhere.
I get what you're getting at, and
How'd you do
I'll
this for
tell you
fun?
what was the through line for me is I found the thing I could do that helped other artists, and that is what I treated as work. If I'm working on someone else's mix, I'm mastering, I'm making a beat for somebody's album. Anything that I'm doing for someone else gets treated like work. It's got to get finished, it's got to get sent. Anytime I'm like making a beat for myself or composing on the piano or something, a lot of that stuff never goes anywhere. But it's fun, I have fun. But if you wanted to get into music professionally, you find out what can I do for other people that has like contained parameters. Mega Ran needs a beat. It's got to be 3 minutes long and have an A section and a B section. Sick, I can do that. Now, can I write a whole album for him? Probably not in my wheelhouse. But can I make a beat? Can I mix? Can I master? Like, yeah, all that stuff is good. I do the work, I send it to them, and they like it. Then you're done. Now you're a professional, you know? And you said it to the person, they don't like it. If you don't give up and you just try again, eventually, I think just about anyone would be able to make it. But the question is, what do I love to do, and what can I do for others? They're rarely the same thing. DJing was the thing I could do for you guys, you know? DJing was the thing I was like, MAGFest needs somebody to play bangers that sound like Zelda and are Zelda. And like, okay, good, I can do that. Making beats and like even running the label was like a side project. It was like a fun thing, but it ended up helping out a lot of artists get their start, generate revenue streams, and now it's like a sustainable business. And it was really me being like, this whole thing is not my passion. Like, I like mixing, I like mastering, but like, I'm not treating my entire music career as like a fun game. Part of it is gotta be treated like work. Part of it's gotta be clinical, done in the morning, done with a list, check, check, check. Because if you leave everything open-ended, I find a lot of people get stuck. And before I was Cutman, I did a lot of music that never went anywhere because I didn't have those parameters. It was all for myself, it was all just for fun. And then I got one game in a mobile game called Sushi Cat. And that was like life-changing for me. I just made one funny little beat. It got into this game called Sushi Cat. And nothing changed. And that's a scary thing. I don't want to scare you, but if you have a dream or a goal or something in mind, like, oh, my life would be perfect if I could just, for me it was get a video game song in a movie. That was like an impossible goal. And then in 2019, Sonic the Hedgehog, Hyper Potion song in Sonic the Hedgehog, I mastered that in my house. I saw it in the movie theater, and guess what? Nothing changed. I went home from the movie theater hype, and I woke up the next morning like, uh-oh. That was the thing I was working towards, and now I got it. And I actually got like a little depressed, not like super sad, but like, what the hell now? And I realized, I just fall back on the work stuff. What can I do for Ralph? What can I do for Glitch? What can I do for any other artist that helps them out? Because I love seeing other people happy, and I love it when a song comes together. Somebody would have an idea and polishing it up or something like that. So I think anybody looking to get into music or creativity as a career needs to think about, what are you doing for other people? And then what do you want to do for yourself? Like, I sing like almost every day. That's not for you guys. Not yet. That's for me. I like singing. I like belting. My wife's not the biggest fan of the belting. So when she goes on a walk, I like just tear into Don't Stop Believin' in the bathroom or whatever it is. But that's the music, that's the art for me. And I'm comfortable with that. And when I start singing, hopefully will be this year, it's going to be super contained little projects for you guys. I'm not going to write a song that is like the deepest thing for me and then try to make you all like it. I did that a lot when I was started. Like, why don't you like my Ninja Gaiden speeded up 300% with the trap beat over it? Like, why doesn't anyone like this? This is the coolest thing in the world for me. Because I made it for me. And what's cool over time is I made a lot of my music for me, and then you guys end up liking it. And it's fucking amazing. It's like unbelievable. And when I noticed that, oh, wow, people are responding to Zelda and Chill, or people are responding to some track on my Volume 4 album. This is the hard thing, but you got to take it and be like, all right, that's what people want. Like, dude, my best song for so years, highest plays, most successful, was this total shitpost called Boat Dog. Does anyone know Boat Dog? If you've been following me a while, it was my top track on Spotify for 5 years. I was sick with the flu. I couldn't get out of bed, and I had 70% on my laptop, and I was like, all right, Splice opening it up. We're going to make some dubstep out of this Markiplier 6-second video he posted. And it was my top track, to the point where when my mom said, hey, Alexa, play DJ Cutman, it was like, Boat Dog, Boat Dog. It's super embarrassing. And that was something that I didn't make for myself. I made it for fun, but I sent it to Markiplier's PR team. I felt kind of embarrassed, but I got a response like, I was like, I made this, I like Mark's channel, I just thought it would be cool, maybe I could post it, what do you think? And the email I got was like one sentence, Mark likes it, go ahead. From company, big label, big email footer. I was like, sick. So I posted on Spotify. I did really well, and and that was something I was making for fun for people who like Mark's channel like I did, and so it really connected. But then also the double-edged sword of it connected so much that it was deeply embarrassing for me for a long time. And that's the kind of stuff I think you should be prepared for, because I know a lot of artists whose best songs are not their favorite. And you talk to any touring band, they're going to hate whatever their number one hit is for playing it 3,000 times. But that's the work part. I'm not playing Boat Dog for me, I'm playing Boat Dog for you. And having those lines in my head, at least, I'm singing to my son, or I'm doing a pitchy cover of Don't Stop Believin' in the bathroom, that's for me. There's a reason I'm not posting that content. But then I sit down on my desk and I think, what can I do for you guys, or what can I do for another artist? And that's really been my guiding light over these years. Let's try to do some. Does anyone have a question I can answer quickly? I'm sorry it takes forever. Headscarf? Yeah. Oh, there's a mic? Oh, yeah, I learned that recently. Yes. Hell yeah!
And, okay, now it's working. I've been a fan of yours. I've been to shows. I've even followed you on Twitter.
Thank you. Or sorry. I don't. It's a lot of baby content lately, I know.
It's cool. And speaking of which, now that you're dad, are we gonna expect another baby Cutman? No, a baby Cutman.
A cut baby?
Cut.
I mean, I don't want to push my kid to do what I do, but if he we already got him a DJ deck right behind stage, so it's possible. But what's likely going to happen, and I hope you guys don't mind it, is I probably want to make kids music. I want to just make wholesome, fun, no swearing music. Oh, good. My thought was to make kids songs that are not annoying. Catchy but not annoying. That's what I'm going for. Oh my God, our daycare, when you call up, they play this like ear grinding. Clap your hands if you're happy. And it's you're on hold to be like, yo, is my child sick? Do I need to come? And it's like, wag your butt if you're sad. Boop. You are number 7 in the queue. Squeeze your face if you're screaming. It's like I don't want to do that. I want to do fun, short, little happy songs. Yeah, and we'll see how that works out.
Thanks.
Thank you. Yes? Yes. Gucci mask.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. We're pretty close.
So, I don't know how much you can say about this, but what can you say about like payments when it comes to Spotify and
I'm gonna screw up everybody. I'm gonna mess up everybody's headcanon right now. Spotify is great. They pay 4 times what YouTube does, and we don't have to make videos. Everyone's like, what the hell? I thought it was bad. No, what's bad is TikTok. TikTok's like, do you want money? Oops. We don't have it. But yeah, Spotify, one, treats artists very well. They have really great support, and when shit goes wrong, they can fix a lot of it. And then, yeah, the royalty rate on a YouTube video, 1,000 views is about, 1,000 views is a little less than $1 on my channel. But on Spotify, 1,000 views is like $3.30. And it's a huge, like, when GameChops was all YouTube, we were not sustainable. I was still like gigging and putting money back into the label to make more music. But since Spotify has really clicked, it's less work because we don't have to make videos. It's less work because we don't have to tag and title and thumbnail, which I don't know about any YouTubers here. That shit stresses me out. I like change my titles 1,000 times. I go to 10-year-old videos and be like, I gotta change that comma to a dash. Maybe that's why it never got plays. And Spotify just eliminates all that. There's no comments. People are mean on everything we upload, but not on Spotify. So yeah, Spotify's been really good, and I have, and because we do a lot of advertising on Spotify now, GameChops does, I actually have like 2 contacts that are now GameChops fans from just like seeing our ads and me being like, can I name it this and do that and the other thing? So I like have a couple of friends over there, and like, there's no other platform that has given any kind of personal attention to us. Like not Amazon, definitely not Apple. Deezer is cool. Tidal emailed us once, but like Spotify gives a shit, and they're like trying to help. And when they see we were running ads, and sometimes they'll email and be like, "Hey, it's 20% off this month for ads and stuff like that." And so I really appreciate Spotify. And frankly, without it, I don't know if GameChops would be the place where it was, because it was just such an uphill battle to like break even when we were just like YouTube and Bandcamp. Cool mask, yes.
I just have a question. What are your like top 3 or top 5 golden rules for mixing?
Oh, that's really great. So
I just want to say I searched through a lot of like SoundCloud songs, and some of them are good, and some are like really grating on the ears. So I'll just like.
that's true for all music, in my opinion. So I do have a couple of rules for mixing. One is make a list of everything that is important for you in a song. For me, it is a kick drum, a snare drum, a bass line, chords, and a melody. It's 5 things, very simple. Drums, chords, bass, melody. And if my song has all 5 of those things, I can continue to develop it and build and build it, but then it's like, it's written. And before I did this, I would just work on shit forever and never add a bass line. Actually, my entire first album has no bass lines, just atonal 808s, just boom, every 4 bars, boom. Because I didn't know how to write a bass line back then. I couldn't follow the video game music because I didn't have the theory knowledge. But as soon as I was like, there's got to be something down below, there's got to be the drums, there's got to be the main musical idea, then I started being able to finish stuff because I had a little checklist. Oh, for my album Wii U Grooves, which came out in 2012, every track had Hum from my CRT TV sampled in it. Every track had white noise from my Game Boy, and then it had the drums, the chords, and the melody. And I made that little list, and then I would just go through the album and be like, oh, there's no white noise in this one. Oh, there's no TV hum in this one. And then before you knew it, my album sounded like an album because I had this little checklist of everything that every track needed. And it really just like, it took a lot of the guesswork out of it. And anybody who's trying to produce music or create any art, I'm sure you know you're working on something and you get this feeling, does this suck? I've been doing this for 6 minutes. Like, is this a waste of time? Like, I know that feeling all so well. And if you have a roadmap, it can still suck, and then you can finish it. And then you have something really valuable, which is a finished piece of art. Way more valuable than a million unfinished pieces of art. Even if it's bad, even if you don't like it, even if you made yourself a boat dog, it's great to get it done because you don't know what other people are going to be into. So yeah, just mostly figure out a way to finish it, what's important to you, and then just write that shit down and make sure you get it all. Cool jacket. Everyone's dressed cool here. Yo, thank you, Mike Guy. You're just like everywhere.
Thank you, Michael. Is there a recent release of an album or a game that you love the music from?
Oh yeah, I mean, I love Octopath Traveler, but that's not so new. Yes, another woo for Octopath. But like a new one, something this year?
Yeah, like.
What did I play this year? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, 2022, you wanna know a sleeper hit? It's this game called Grindstone. It's a mobile game, it's on Switch, the soundtrack is banging. It's like so unreasonably good. It's just like a little puzzle game where you like tear up little guys, but yeah, the Grindstone soundtrack is really, really good. And it was good to the point where I didn't even try to remix it. I was like, these are good, I got nothing. I DM'd the musician on Twitter and I was like, I just want you to know I'm not doing any remixes, but you did a great job. Oh, and Cult of the Lamb. Holy shit, the Cult of the Lamb soundtrack is awesome. Also like untouchable in my view.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Blue hat. Is it white? Is it blue? Is it gray? Oh, oops.
So I'm wondering, particularly when you get artists who want to release songs that have maybe been released by GameChops already, how do you make sure that songs are consistent with the GameChops brand, but also diverse enough, unique enough that they can still be released?
That is a really thoughtful question. So I make sure that it fits with the label by mastering everything. It is the work part of the job. Every track is mastered by me in my treated room at home. So everything that I listen to and I think, yeah, this could make it, I make sure it gets to the level where it fits the label. We recently ran into this terrible rule with our distributor DistroKid where you can no longer have two songs with the same title. So all of a sudden, like, no more Fairy Fountains. Like, we got 7 of them, and they all went by, and now Fairy Fountain track 8 is like, no, no, no. So now I'm finally having to say, actually, we cannot do another Fairy Fountain unless we can think of a better title for it. And it is distinct from the other ones. And because lo-fi is so popular now, we do get a lot of submissions that sound like tracks we already have. In fact, there is a whole Zelda and Chill sound-alike album. Don't search for it, because Spotify will think you like it. But it's just like someone else redoing our entire Zelda and Chill album themselves with like really raw drums and weird stuff. And that's weird to bring up, Cutman. Why did you say that? Oh, because we get tracks that sound like stuff we already have, and that's the stuff I gotta say, nope, sorry. And really this year I'm rejecting a lot more stuff than we have in the past because I'm a dad, and also I learned the hard way that releasing a million billion songs in 1 year is not really good for anyone. Like, did you guys listen to all 280 GameChops songs last year? Probably not. That's like 4 or 5 a week. So yeah, me either. Well, that's not true. I listen to everything. But I learned that like it's good to have some distance. It's good to be a little bit more discerning. And where the label is now with such a huge following, I think it's really important that I'm critical in the selection process. But then I also don't tell artists that, your song sucks. I say, put out your song, send it to us when it's out, and we'll tweet it. So that's what I offer to any artist who reaches out with a song that sounds good, but I don't think I can sign it. We offer to just do free social media promotion for them because I made GameChops to support artists and to support more music, and I know I cannot just sign unlimited songs. So I just want to help out people any way I can. And that's another like decision tree in my head. Is it good? Okay, let's see if the producer can take feedback. Can he take feedback? Okay, great, let's master it. Does he approve, or do they approve the master? Okay, good, now we release. And if we hit a stone, like producer doesn't want to make edits or like the project got destroyed, well then release it yourself and we'll share it, So that's kind of how we're doing it now. Red Mask.
So, do you miss doing like this weekend shift?
Yeah. I miss DJing desperately. It's like, it was a thing I was doing for work that became like my favorite thing in the whole world. Do I miss this weekend shift too? Like, no. I did 200 episodes of that show by myself. And Oh, thank you. I did too, and I watched the old videos, like episode like 150 back, when the stream really got like, all the visuals were in there, and I cannot believe I did that shit. Like, I can't believe that you watch the streams, it's fucking crazy. There's shit blowing up everywhere and GIFs and the chat's flying, and I'm there in the room by myself, DJing and keeping the stream alive, and telling my wife, like, please don't run the hairdryer, it'll knock the air conditioning out. Like, that happened in one episode. The thing cut down, it's because Maddie microwaved a bowl of soup, and I had the air conditioning on. Do I miss that? No, not at all. But I love DJing, and I think a lot about doing some other kind of streaming DJ thing. But that first house where I was, the apartment where This Week in Chiptune started, was like really sick. We had a big open living room, and we had people come over, and it really felt like a show. Then we moved to a smaller apartment, and it was all in this tiny room. That's like the last 30 episodes. And while I think the production quality got better, it became much more demanding for me. I would wake up and start preparing, and then I would like have everything broken down and go to bed like at midnight. So I was working like 14, 15 hours for every episode of This Week in Chiptune. And bless everybody who pledged on the Patreon, but for a lot of times that would make like $200. So I'm like walking away with like $5 an hour. And I'd be like doing research all week and stuff like that. So I was very happy to have the gig, and I love that so many people love it. But I was just so hungry back then to spin. I had just moved to Philly. The reason I started This Week in Chiptune is because I couldn't get any damn gigs in Philadelphia. They were like, who's this weird guy with the helmet? Absolutely not. And so I gave myself a residency, which was the stream. And so that was really great. I would love to get back into DJing somehow, but right now I feel like my priority is best set on GameChops and making sure everybody has the music out and that you guys have good stuff to listen to all the time, because I feel like that's really where I'm contributing a lot of value. And there are so many DJs playing good video game music now. Like even just here, there's like 30 or 40 DJs between the nightclub and the main stage. It's awesome. When I started, nobody was doing this. I got the helmet on because I was like, I need to tell everyone that I'm not just another white guy with Serato. I'm doing something different here. And yeah, and it's been really great and really awesome. But yeah, I miss it, but I'm really glad that it happened, because I don't know if I could do it again, at least in that capacity. I dream of having a team to run the computer and restart and not turn on the air conditioner or whatever. But for now, I feel like my skills are best set at the label and then coming out and hanging out with all of you guys at events like this. We have a cutoff in like just a couple minutes, but maybe take one or two more questions. Yes, posting stuff. I know that's God, Cutman, what the hell? Yes, but like getting a consistent schedule for releasing things. This Week in Chiptune was really good because every week there was a new mix. It was 1 hour long. It was in those constraints. So for you, if you're ready to start building an audience, you're feeling like the stuff you're coming out is worth posting, then figuring out what schedule works for you. And the schedule that works for like most creatives is once a week. It's demanding, but that's what I see makes growth. The artists who do something every single week grow. And in less than that, you're kind of hoping for a hit. But if you have everything week, think about that. You have a new track every week. At the end of 1 year, you have 52 songs. Or you take off Christmas and New Year's, you have 50 songs. That's like a big catalog. So it's figuring out what you can deliver. And then as soon as you get one nice comment, I really love this part, remembering that, and the next thing you go, oh, I really like Skaterboy75 said he really loved the bird break in that song I posted. I should do more of those. It's really, really helpful to listen to what the audience says. And more DJs should be really paying attention to the audience, in my opinion, because you're the guys who matter. I'm playing songs off the computer, like it's not crazy. You guys are the ones who are telling me as a DJ, you know, what you want to hear, by dancing, by scoffing, by going to the bar and churning, you know, whatever it is, that's feedback. So, so yeah. Anything else? Yes? Probably not. Truthfully, probably not, because the sessions are gone for everything. I might have volume 4, but like volume 1, 2, and 3, volume 1 was done at a recording studio I am long gone for, and then 2 and 3 were just like before, oh my God, I'm gonna tell you this, it's before I bought Ableton. So I'm like on cracked Ableton DJ Cutman volume 2. Those projects are not opening. Like listen, I got all my licenses for all my plugins. I am totally legit, guys. I'm straight and narrow. But back in the day, things were hectic. I didn't collect all and save, so the old Cutman stuff is probably not coming to any kind of physical media. But my hope is to make new stuff, like Stardew and Chill. That's all fresh, and we got those records coming in the next couple months, and that's the kind of stuff we're going. Is it completely out of the realm of possibility? No, but with our current setup, all of our records go through Bandcamp, and Bandcamp needs like super clean, brand new files, and I just don't have them for the old stuff. Sorry. Anything else? We got another minute or two. I already offered to give you a free something for having old shit, right? Did anybody remember DJ Dr. Wiley? So I had 1 year at MAGFest where I had a costume change. I came on as DJ Cutman. I left. I had this bald cap with hair and these big goggles and a coat, a lab coat with purple lining. And I had this whole character thing with DJ Dr. Wiley where I played like a couple of, Cutman had been captured and I was trying to like build this weird little narrative on stage. And I still have all the Dr. Wiley stuff. I have the laptop cover that has the big W on it. I have the really disgusting old eyebrows and this skull cap. Like I have all that stuff and I would love room for a character, but it really worked so well on the stage at MAGFest. And oh really? Oh, spoiled. That was a really fun year. I would love to do more character stuff. I just need to find the context for it. I need to find what makes sense. Because on the internet, I don't know how that would be cool. But on stage, it was just so cool. Anything else? Before we go and take a rush on however many free CDs I have left over there? Yeah? Yeah.
So for it's kind of been like DJing always. I know you started.
I was doing that this morning, yeah. Oh my God, I'm proud of you. This is Dark Prime, everybody. He's playing tonight, main stage. Started from the hallways, now he's there. So what's the question? Sorry, man.
So as you mentioned, with like going on to the main stage is kind of a big deal.
Yep.
Slowly stepping into like production. Do you have any tips for like if I wanted to submit songs to like GameChops or something like that?
Yeah, don't get too attached. That's actually the best advice for any creative in here is like, just get the work finished and then start the next thing. The worst, and it happens all the time, my dad is producing these days and he gets caught up in this. And it's funny because he's like 67, but he makes decisions that I've seen like 17-year-olds make where he'll like rework the same song like for a month. And that's the kind of stuff that like, sometimes it can be learning, but the best thing you can do is like make a bunch of tracks. Because you're gonna get your boat dog one day. But you're not going to get it on purpose. You're going to get it because you made 75 beats this year and 76 was a boat dog. Or maybe something good. But yeah, it just makes stuff. Figure out what your checklist is. What is a song that I'm making have to have in it? And then just do it. And when you're done, don't overthink it. Just start the next one. And if you really like it, you can go back and do it again. But do something else first. Get in the habit of finishing stuff. That's why GameChops is successful. It's not because DJ Cutman is the best DJ or the craziest mastering engineer. It's because I like really care about getting things finished. Like I just want it done because I want to have it in my crate, you know. And it was kind of selfish to start. I wanted to have these tracks, give them to me, I'll finish it, and I guess we'll put them out too. And so if you feel that way too, you want to make songs specifically for you, do it with that context and then post it somewhere. And just keep doing it, and eventually you'll either find out what you like, you find out what you don't like, or you find out this thing that you didn't expect people would respond to. It's Zelda and Chill. Again, it's like 1 billion plays, and it's like the thing that's keeping the record label sustainable. My manager is on salary. We have freelancers that get paid automatically, and it's because we finally put out a record that was like definitively not what the label was about, but it was good, and I saw a finish line, so I was like, yeah, sure, let's give it a shot. So you can't ever get too attached to what you're working on. The phrase is you can't reflect while you're in the pool. So just do the thing, get out of the pool, and then be like, hey, that was really good, or wow, that was a waste of 8 hours. There are going to be a lot of those. But then every once in a while, one of those wastes of 8 hours is going to be something that's going to connect with like everybody. So yeah, just keep making stuff. That's the moral. Just keep making stuff. And if you need to send any demos for feedback, you can just hit me up. Actually, that goes for anybody here who makes music. You can DM me and be like, Cutman, I made this beat. What do you think? And I will tell you. So steel yourself. But if you're feeling like I'm getting pretty good, I would love some feedback. I am happy to talk. My Instagram DMs are open. My Twitter DMs are open right now. And I'm happy to help out. I really do love this stuff, and I like supporting other artists, and I like helping anyone do what they love, whether professionally or just casually. I think it's really great. All right, well, thank you so much for the panel, everybody. This was really great for me to talk. We have some records. If you got some and you want me to sign it, I'll be over there signing it, and I think we got it clear for the next panel. So thanks, everybody. Appreciate you.